In last lecture, what we have completed was about respiration. From here onwards, from lecture number 5, we will continue to this chapter by the process which is known as circulation. Circulation is nothing but a movement of body fluid throughout your body. So this circulation is comprises of a system which is known as circulatory system. This circulatory system consists of blood vascular system and lymphatic system. These are the two systems which are present in circulation. So blood vascular system consists of blood, heart, blood vessels, and lymphatic system consists of lymph vessels and lymph node. So here we will start with the blood vascular system, and before that we will see some functions of circulatory system. Number 1, transport of nutrients. From the digestive organ to the different tissue, blood transport the nutrient from one place to the another place. Second property or second function is transport of waste product. Transport of waste product is also done by circulatory system. Transport of respiratory gases, as you know, oxygen is carried out by red blood cells to the required tissue, and carbon dioxide is taken from that tissue to expel out from our body. So these are the three functions. Number 4, transport of hormones. Hormones which are secreted by different types of glands will be released which are released into the blood, and they are transported by these blood to the site of action. Site of action, that means where they are required. Number 5, distribution of water. As the body must be hydrated, so the water molecule must be distributed to the all parts of the body. So the distribution of water to the tissue and to the tissues is carried out by the circulatory system, and this prevents drying of our body. Number 6, maintenance of temperature. Maintenance of temperature, that is known as homeostasis. Homeostasis is also maintained by the circulatory system. Number 7 is transport of electrolytes, and number 8 is protection of the body. As protection of the body, how it is possible? As this blood contains different types of WBC cell, that is white blood corpuscles, which destroy the microorganisms or different types of infections which are present in our body. Beside these, the circulatory fluids help in clinical diagnosis of variety of diseases, like you can say hormonal disbalances. T3, T4 levels can be determined from the blood. So these are the some functions of circulatory system. Next, the blood vascular system is of two types. The first one is known as open circulatory system, and the second one is known as closed circulatory system. Open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. Here, blood does not remain confined. We'll start with the open circulatory system. Number 1, blood does not remain confined to the blood vessels. Open means what? Open means, you can say, there are no barrier to enclose that blood. So they do not contain blood vessels, and blood flows through open sinuses in open circulatory system. They do not contain any blood or any line from heart to the different types of tissues. The blood flows through open sinuses. Second point is exchange of material takes place between tissue cells and the blood directly. As you know, there is no medium between the blood and the tissue. So blood comes in contact with the tissue directly, and there is an exchange of material takes place. There are no veins and capillaries. As you know, they do not contain blood vessels, so there is no veins and capillaries. Number 3, blood of these animals does not contain respiratory pigment. These animals, the animals in which the open circulatory system is present, they do not contain any respiratory pigment. Hemoglobin is dissolved in plasma. Hemoglobin is dissolved in plasma and not in cells. Blood is colorless, and this blood is called as hemolymph. Okay. Blood pressure is low, efficiency of system is less. Blood pressure, how it is low? As there is no blood vessel to carry these blood to the tissue. The blood flows through the open sinuses. That's why the blood pressure is very low in this open circulatory system. Apart from this open circulatory system where blood pressure is low, here in closed circulatory system the blood flows with higher blood pressure. Open blood vascular system is present in leech, crab, prawn, lobster, cockroach, spider, snails, and different types of animals. Here in closed circulatory system, blood flows through closed blood vessels and never comes in direct contact with the cells. अब यहाँ पे exactly opposite लिखा हुआ है that blood flows through closed blood vessels. That means in closed circulatory system there is a presence of blood vessel, and these bloods flow through these vessels and it never comes in direct contact with the cell. Blood flows through blood vessels like arteries, vein, and capillaries. That means in closed circulatory system these three blood vessels are present: arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries carries oxygenated blood, veins carries deoxygenated blood, and capillaries are the network which connects the arteries and veins. The exchange of metabolic substances takes place through a thin wall of capillaries. That means there is a network of capillary at the tissue level. At the tissue level, then the exchange of material takes place through these capillaries. As you know, blood flows through high blood pressure, shows high efficiency. Closed blood vascular system is found in earthworm, sepia, and all other vertebrates animals. So these are the two types of circulatory system: open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. Now we are starting with circulation in humans. Circulation in human, the circulatory system of human contains different types of organs, like for example, the main component of this circulation will be your heart. The heart is a muscular contractile organ that pumps the blood into arteries. As you know, arteries, that means the blood vessels which carries oxygenated blood to different parts of the body, and the veins, they collect deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body to the heart. So these are the two blood vessels, arteries and veins. Arteries divides into smaller branches, and these smaller branches are known as arterioles. So this is the artery, and this artery is getting divided in this section, and this is known as arterioles. Here you will see a network. These networks are known as capillary. Here you can see these network of capillaries joining the arterioles and venules in this system. So vein also divides and they form venules, and this venule forms a capillary network. So this capillary network is responsible for exchange of material between the tissue and the blood. Okay, the venules join together to form a vessel called as veins, and which finally returns the blood back to the heart. So arteries carries blood away from the heart, and veins carries blood towards the heart. So these are the two difference, that is that is in between artery and vein and the capillaries. So advantages of closed circulatory system is: number one, the blood flows faster in closed blood vessels than in wide open spaces, hence sufficient high blood pressure can be maintained. As you know, the blood is going to flow through the blood vessels, so the blood vessels also exerts a pressure on the blood, so this results in higher blood pressure other than open wide spaces. Number second is due to the rapid flow of blood, the supply and the removal of gases and the materials to and from these tissues by the blood is quickened. इसका मतलब ये कि जो एक्सचेंज ऑफ मटेरियल है, सप्लाई ऑफ ऑक्सीजन है, और बोलना चाहिए कि जो वेस्ट वगैरह निकालने का जो अमल हो सकता है ब्लड में से, वो ज़्यादा तेज़ी से हो सकता है। किसके अंदर होगा? वो क्लोज सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम के अंदर। हियर विल सी अबाउट ब्लड। ब्लड इज अ फ्लूइड कनेक्टिव टिश्यू derived from mesoderm. They are mesodermal in origin 5 to 6 liter of blood, which is 6 to 8% of your body weight, is present in humans. How many uh, how many liters of blood is present? 5 to 6 liters. Study of blood vessel is called as hematology. Study of blood is called as hematology. It is bright red, slightly alkaline, pH is 7.4, salty, viscous fluid, heavier than water. And the component of blood, there are two main components of the blood. The first component is plasma, which is 55%, and the second component is known as cells, that is 45%. So plasma contains 55% of the blood and cells contain 45% of the blood. So let us see what plasma contains. Plasma, 55% of the blood is in the form of plasma, which is straw colored alkaline fluid. 90 to 92% of the water and 8 to 10% is suspended in dissolved substances. Okay, plasma protein. Plasma contains different types of protein which are known as plasma protein, like fibrinogens, globulins, albumin, and the factor for coagulation, that is prothrombin or thrombocytes. These are the factors which are responsible for coagulation, or you can say clotting of bloods, are also present in plasma proteins, which forms 7% of your plasma. Other solutes like nutrients, glucose, amino acids, nitrogenous waste, gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, regulatory substances like enzyme, hormones, immune components like antibodies, inorganic substances HCO3 minus, Cl3 minus, phosphorus, etc. ठीक है. So these are the other solutes which are present in blood plasma. Now we'll see cells part, that is red blood corpuscles, erythrocytes, which are known as erythrocytes. Structure, this is blood cell, or you can say RBC cell. RBC means red blood corpuscles, or you can say erythrocytes. So these are circular, biconcave, non-nucleated. There is no nucleus in the red blood cell. In mature red blood cell there is no nucleus, but in immature blood cells there might be a nucleus which is present. Okay, the diameter is 7.2 micrometer and the thickness is 2 to 2.2. Okay, the count in the blood adult males is 5.0 to 5.5 million per cubic mm. Okay, in adult females there is 4.5 to 5 million per cubic mm. In lifespan of single RBC is 120 days, 100 to 120 days, but actually we take a mean, so it comes around 120 days. In 120 days thus this RBC cell will be destroyed. So there are some characteristic features of this red blood cell. Number one is formation of RBCs is called as erythropoiesis. In fetus, yolk sac, kidney, spleen, and liver. Okay. In adults, red bone marrow, it is synthesized in fetus में कहाँ synthesize होता है? Yolk sac, kidney, spleen, and liver. In adults, it is secreted, or it is generated in red bone marrow. It is destroyed by spleen and liver. Iron containing complex protein is present on this red blood cell, which carries an oxygen molecule which is known as hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is nothing but a protein which carries oxygen molecule from heart to different parts of the body. Okay, in form of oxyhemoglobin. In respiration, what we have seen, that hemoglobin, one molecule of hemoglobin can combine with 4 molecules of oxygen. Okay, hemoglobin has a higher affinity towards oxygen and carbon dioxide. So function is transport of respiratory gases, maintenance of pH, maintenance of viscosity of blood. So these are the structure, characteristic, and function of red blood cells. Here is the life cycle of RBC, which is not in your syllabus, but you have to remember that how this life cycle of RBC happens. So here is the diagram, you can see it over. Okay, next type of cells which are present in the blood are known as white blood corpuscles, and these white blood corpuscles are nothing but they are known as leukocytes. The structure is colorless, nucleated, amoeboid, phagocytic cells. Amoeboid phagocytic cell. Phagocytosis is a process in which the cells engulf the bacteria or the foreign particle which enters the body and they destroy them. So they can easily pass through the blood vessel, and this process is known as diapedesis. They easily pass through the blood vessel at the site of infection, and the process is known as diapedesis. Normal count of WBC is 4000 to 11,000 per cubic mm, and the size is about 8 micro to 15 micron. Lifespan is 3 to 4 days. There is a condition which is known as leukemia, is pathological increase in number, and this is commonly known as blood cancer. Leukemia is nothing but a blood cancer. Formation of WBCs is called as leukopoiesis. Leukocytes are produced in red bone marrow, spleen, lymph node, tonsils, thymus, and Peyer's patches. And these are Peyer's patches. So these are the white blood cells. Depending upon the granules, these white blood cells are divided into two categories: WBCs, that is granulocytes. WBCs are granulocytes. The granulocytes in which the granules are present, and agranulocyte there is no granules. Here you can say here you can see the dotted structure. These are यहाँ पर जो black dots बने हुए हैं, these are the granules. That's why these cells are known as granulocytes. Here you will see there are no granules are present in this type of cell. That's why these are known as agranulocytes. WBCs, granulocytes में फर्स्ट कैटेगरी है, फर्स्ट टाइप है उसके न्यूट्रोफिल सेल्स. दिस न्यूट्रो का मतलब होता है न्यूट्रल. ठीक है, अब कोई भी सेल को देखने के लिए हमको उसको डाई करना पड़ता है. डाई करना मतलब कलर करना पड़ता है हमको. ठीक है, तो वो जो डाई है जिससे हम उस सेल को कलर कर सकते हैं वो न्यूट्रल होती है. इट इज़ नॉट एसिडिक, इट इज़ नॉट बेसिक, इट इज़ न्यूट्रल. ओके, दिस न्यूट्रोफिल सेल्स are stained by neutral stain. 60 to 65% of WBCs contains neutrophil cells. Nucleus is multi-lobe. Here you can see multi-lobe. This is one lobe, this is second lobe, and this is third lobe. So the nucleus of these neutrophil cells are multi-lobe. They are the chief phagocytic cells and engulf microorganisms. Chief phagocytosis is a process, as you know, phagocytosis is a process engulfing of bacteria or engulfing of foreign particle inside these cells, and they destroy them. So these are the neutrophil cells. It consists of how many percentage of this? 60 to 65% of WBCs are of neutrophil cells. Eosinophil cell, or you can say acidophil, acidic dyes. When the cells are stained by acidic dyes, that type of cells are known as acidophil cells or eosinophil cells. Like you can use eosin stain. About 2 to 3% of the total WBC is of eosinophil cells, or you can say acidophil cells. Nucleus is bilobe. Here you can say see the one lobe and the second lobe. These are non-phagocytic and their number increases during allergic condition. So these eosinophil cells are involved in allergic condition. They show antihistaminic property. That means in coagulation of blood they plays very important role. Increase in eosinophil is known as eosinophilia. Increase in eosinophil is known as eosinophilia. Means होता है, philia means loving. Eosin is a dye. ठीक है, so acid dye loving cells are known as eosinophil cells. Okay, the third type is known as basophil cells. As you know, basic से बना हुआ है. So basophil cells, they are stained with basic stains. They forms about 0.5% of the total WBC. They are twisted nucleus non-phagocytic cells, releases heparin in blood. Heparin is a natural anticoagulant which is present in your bloodstream. Okay, along with histamine and serotonin, these are the hormones. Serotonin is a hormone. Next is WBC, agranulocytes. Agranulocytes, they are of two types, lymphocytes and monocyte. Lymphocytes, they are large round cells. They contains they contains large rounded nucleus. About 20 to 30% of WBCs produce antibodies. Okay. Lymphocytes, large rounded nucleus is present. About 20 to 30% of the total WBCs is counted as lymphocytes, and they produce antibody and opsonsin to neutralize harmful effects of toxin. There are two major types of these lymphocytes: B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte. Both B and T lymphocytes are responsible for immune response in body. So these are the lymphocyte cells. Monocytes, they are the largest cells in WBCs. So they constitutes about 6 to 8% of the total WBC. They are kidney shaped nucleus. They have kidney shaped nucleus. This, you can say, it is kidney shaped nucleus. At the site of infection, enlarge to become macrophages. ठीक है, जहाँ पर भी इन्फेक्शन होता है वहाँ पर अगर मोनोसाइट प्रेजेंट है तो वो अपने साइज को बड़ा करता है और वो माइक्रोफेज सेल में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है टू न्यूट्रलाइज द infection. So these are the WBC cells. Okay.